Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada, and today we bring to you the first round of the 2022 North American Champions League. And so that's where we are at with Champions League. We got a nice 4-goal cushion going back home to Vancouver, so it should be an interesting game. It should be an easy game, but we're going to make it difficult by playing a completely rotated side. We're going to put in all those youngsters that we signed in the offseason and see what they can do. We also played a friendly against Miami FC, our affiliate team. Haven't sent anybody down to Miami. Their roster is still packed full, so I think we're probably going to cancel our affiliate with Miami FC. It hasn't really done anything for us other than give us these friendlies against Miami every year. But we dominated this match as well. 33 shots, 15 on target, 62% possession. You know, the formation number 2 just killed them. They couldn't handle it. They didn't know what to do. We had our youngster, Melvin, in goal. He gets a shutout in his first career start with the senior team. I mean, it's just a friendly. And I don't think he had to make... Yeah, he didn't have to make any shots or any saves. But you know what? He was there. And he gets the credit for the shutout. We just had a lot of reserves in there. Darren Sr., player of the match, gets a hat trick with 3 goals. Outstanding. There was one own goal. I can't remember. Somebody forced that. I can't remember who forced the own goal. I think it was Jackson Amell, our new signee. We can see him in action. You know, he's a pretty good player. Very good physicals. Some pretty good mentals. Technicals are okay, good enough. 14 heading is pretty good for MLS level. We can watch these goals as well. Again, we had the Scottish midfielders in there, Jackson Amell and Chesser. I'm really liking Jackson Amell. I think he was an excellent pickup for us. So we'll see how much he plays this year. I think he'll play quite a bit. Here's Senior getting his first goal. Look at this narrow. I mean, the goalkeeper was not expecting him to take that shot at that angle, and he just sneaks it by Vasquez. And then here's Edwards. Raheem Edwards is probably not going to be with the team this year. He's probably going to get cut or sent out on loan. There's Senior scoring his second goal. Great pass from Edwards, but we just don't have room for him. Here's Jackson Amell making a pass out wide to Senior, and Senior's going to send it in to the other Jackson Amell. We'll just call him Jackson, and you can see that's where he gets the own goal. Bounces off the back of the keeper. And then to give Senior his hat trick, we gave him the penalty kick at the end of the game, and there we go. There's his hat trick. So our youngsters are playing. They're playing a lot. We're crazy right now. We got 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds in goal and everywhere else on the field. It's like, I don't know. It's like we're an under-20s team again, but you know, the board isn't putting a lot of expectations on us, so we don't really need to worry about signing and playing all these veterans. So now let's get to today's matchup versus PANTOJA, and let's go. 4-0 lead going into the home leg. Should be pretty good. We're still heavy favorites. 6-1 odds or 10-1 odds for PANTOJA. I want to call him PANTOJA. I'm pretty sure it's PANTOJA. Anyway, they got 10-1 odds, so that's pretty stiff, I'll tell you what. We got a couple of guys who are unregistered and not playing. Most of all, Luke McGee, our starting goalkeeper, is still out with a pulled abdominal muscle. So we're probably going to let him take the rest of the preseason off and let him rest until the regular season begins. So that's going to be fun for the youngsters to get a bunch more games and play. I don't think there are many more games. I think there's like one more friendly left. But anyway, let's get to our team selection. We're going to go with the 4-4-2. Drop back a little bit because we're playing every youngster under the sun. We got Sean Montgomery in goal, the 18-year-old. Guy we signed up with the team in 2021. Spent the whole year on the bench, and now he's getting some playing time. He's improving. As you can see, not quite at the rate I would like. But, you know, we got 3 young goalkeepers, and we're going to be fairly ruthless and say whichever one does the most improvement, that's the one we're going to stick with. Mark Thomas, 18-year-old defender. We're going to slide him over to right back, see if we can get him some more playing time as a reserve right back. You know, he's done some good improvements. He's got 11s up and down for marking, tackling, and heading. He's got all 11, so that's pretty decent. That's decent enough. Good physicals. You know, his strength isn't that high, and that's where I'm kind of hesitant to play him at central defense. So until he starts improving that strength, we'll keep him at right back. But other than that, he's pretty good. Jonas Hakkinen, of course, not the new Jonas Hakkinen. This is Jonas Hakkinen 1.0. He's still on the team, still a 3-star player. He's going to get plenty of playing time this year. Julio Alfredo Villalba, one of our late signees last year, the 18-year-old Mexican. He's got 2 under-20 caps for Mexico. I don't know that he's going to make their senior team anytime soon, so we'll keep him on the team until such time as he makes the Mexican national team. Rogelio Cantu, 17-year-old left back. Not a guy I'm real high on right now. He's got a lot of work to do. He is 6'4", 13 jumping reach. Nothing really sticks out about this guy other than his size. So I don't know really how good a prospect he's going to be. Dylan Severis at the right wing. He's got a lot of potential. He's got decent speed, great acceleration, great teamwork, work rate. Some crossing as a 17-year-old is pretty decent. So he should be able to improve this year and hopefully, you know, add some strength and some jumping ability and just improve himself overall. And a couple of young midfielders. Julio Cesar Serrano, an American from our academy. He does have Canadian heritage, so he still counts. He's an interesting guy, well-rounded, great free kick taking, so that he gives us an interesting dimension in the midfield. Terry Rosalind, another youngster, 17 years old, great acceleration for a midfielder. Really nice mental attributes, teamwork, vision, work rate is what you're looking for. Great first touch, some free kicking, some technique. So here's a kid who could definitely improve, especially technically. Franco Politi, left winger, another youngster, 17 years old, 5'5". He's got a lot of strength and physical attributes that he needs to improve this year, but he's another guy with decent mental attributes, especially work rate. Craig Smith, we looked at him. I think he's got a chance to be a phenomenal player if we can just get him, you know, in our training regiment, get him some playing time. He could play left wing, right wing, striker, maybe even attacking center mid if we train him up there. I think the sky's the limit for this guy, so we shall see. And then, of course, the big man, Theo Bear. T-Bear, I don't know about him. I think he's going to reach his level pretty soon. He just hasn't improved a lot since he's got here. He's improved his finishing, which is good. That's something we've been working on diligently. The rest of his attributes are just very average, especially mentally. So, I don't know. We'll see. But let's get to this team. Let's submit that team. Yeah, we got lots of guys who are lacking match sharpness. Craig Smith doesn't even have a number. He wants to be number 9. Of course he does, but that ain't gonna happen. We don't really have a great number for him, unfortunately. So we'll give him 29, I guess. You know, as soon as Venuto moves on, we can give him number 9. But for now, you know, no, thank you. So you've seen our lineup. Going with the 4-4-2. T-Bear's taking the captain's armband. He's got 2 goals, 9.1 rating. Smith making his debut. Rosalind, Serrano, Zavarese, Cantu, all making their debuts today. Meanwhile, Pantoja is going into the diamond formation. They don't have many wingers on their team, if any. They went with the 4-2-2-2 in the first leg, so they're going to go diamond and maybe try to generate something this game. We shall see. So this strategy could backfire. I have no illusions about that. Let's see. I expect nothing but a win. Get out there. You know, playing all these academy players, all these guys who are, you know, just not fit in any way, shape, or form, it could be a big problem. It could give Pantoja a way to come back in and start scoring a bunch of goals. If they do, we got plenty of veterans on the bench that we can bring in to solidify things, hopefully. But yeah, here we go. They get highlight right off the bat. Marmol, and he scores. Okay, you know, first 2 minutes, they get a goal back. So this could be an adventure. That's what I said about we'd find a way to make it interesting, and this is how we're making it interesting. We're putting pressure on our youngsters, and that was just a pretty good shot. I mean, there wasn't a lot that our keeper could do about that. But 2 minutes in, and we're down a goal. 4-1, okay. I mean, they still got to score 3 more. For a team that didn't garner a single shot in the last game, I think getting 4 goals is a bit of a stretch. So here we go. Thomas with the throw-in. There's Craig Smith. See if he can get it back to him in some way, shape, or form. Rosalind gets it in the middle of the park. Back out wide to Thomas. Thomas is, you know, he's a defensive fullback, so we don't really want him out there making plays. There's Serrano switching fields. That's a great pass out to Cantu. He centers one into T-Bear. Oh, just wide. You know, if you're going to send it into the big man. That's definitely the game plan. All right, so we managed to highlight. That's good. That's positive. Here we go, getting another one. Rosalind taking the free kick. Gets it back post. There we go. Villalva gets one back. There we go. That should be all we need. I don't know that we're going to need much more than that, hopefully. But yeah, outstanding. There's that free kick taking coming into play. I mean, that was excellently placed. Villalva, great header. He's got like 16 heading. So if we're going to have a guy with 16 free kick taking, sending the ball into a guy with 16 heading, I think that's the best we could possibly do on our team. We don't have any better combination than that in terms of special teams play. So it's just interesting to see these young kids and see what they can add to the team. I kind of like that. I don't mind playing like this. You know, I'm not the kind of person who likes to just stick with one lineup year after year after year. Like I've said before in some of my older videos, I'm used to playing college sports. And in college sports, you got a new team every 4 years. You know, every year you're bringing in new recruits, seniors are graduating, freshmen are coming in, and it's just constant turnover. So when it comes to sports games, I'm just used to it. I don't mind it. I sort of formulate a plan in my head to say, how do we progress these guys to get them to, by the time they're 2 or 3 years into the program, they're ready to be starters. So here we go. Here's Politi. Cantu, the big left winger, or the left fullback, can't get it to Bear. And here is Pantoja on the counterattack. Nope, it's blunted. Zavaris, the little guy. So we got a big left. Oh, he gets it into Smith, and Smith scores. So we got a 6'4" left back on one side. Oh, he's offside. Offside. Just barely. Just barely. Half second. If he waits a half second, he's onside. So yeah, we got Cantu on the left side, 6'4", and then Zavaris on the right hand side, 5'3". All right, dressing room. I don't think we need to make any adjustments here. Pep talk. Very happy. Let's go. No need to put any pressure on these youngsters. A lot of these guys aren't going to play very much this year. Like the 17-year-olds, they're mostly going to train. That's what they're here to do. They're mostly here to train and to be third team choices. Because our facilities are so good here that they can improve. Here's Serrano. Is he going to get a goal? No, very close. Smith is going to pounce on it, but he's going to lose it. You know, our facilities are so good that they can improve just by training. They don't necessarily need playing time. And at 17 years old, I don't know how much they improve with training anyway. Although, you know, we saw it with some of our fullbacks. You know, Zlatkovic in particular, he's been playing since he's a 16-year-old, and he's improved tremendously. But I think he's just a special player, unfortunately. I don't think we can repeat that with every single player. You know, Ahmed is another guy who's pretty special, and he didn't get the playing time that Zlatkovic got, and he's still nearly as good as Zlatkovic. So if we could get everybody to improve like those two guys, we'd have an amazing team, but I just don't think it's possible. There's an interesting foul there, but the ref lets it go. Plays advantage, I think. Villalba sends one again. Changes field. Zavaris cuts inside, takes the shot. Excellent goal by the youngster. Dylan Zavaris, first goal of his entire life. Way to go, young man. Way to go. Take a look at the replay. Nice change of field right here. He was wide open. Nobody covering him. Great cut inside. Great shot. I mean, terrible goalkeeping, but you know what? We'll take it. You get a shot on target from there, it's fine. Politi has 8 finishing, 8 long shots, so not terrible. He could definitely improve in both of those. I like how his technicals are pretty solid top to bottom. You know, lots of 8s and 9s. If he can move those all into the double-digit category, then we'd start to have something, especially if his crossing goes up to like 12 or 14 and everything else is around 10 or 12. That would be, you know, he would be an outstanding, well-rounded technical player. Physically, he's not tremendous. You know, he's only got 11 pace. He's obviously got a lot to do in strength, but, you know, I think he could make up for that a little bit technically. 83 minutes, so we're cruising now. Bears got a yellow card. You know, I think this is good. I think this was a good game. 2-1 is fine for our youngsters. Obviously, they had a 4-goal cushion. We don't need to take Bear out. There's 1 minute left. Here it is. Final half. Or final minute. Not final half. Final minute. We don't need another half. I think we've proved that we're superior here. Batista didn't get many touches in this game. Didn't get many opportunities. And there's Bear making the final steal of the game. There we go. So conservative game, but our youngsters came through. Gets the 2-1 victory. Jorge? Is that Jorge or is that George? It's probably Jorge. Anyway, Jorge scores a goal in the 2nd minute. We come back in the 18th and 62nd minute to take the win. Very good. Very happy. End pep talk. Let's get out of here. See who we got next. Yeah, we don't even have another friendly coming up. We're going to go straight into our MLS preview after this. So we don't even have any more friendlies, unfortunately. All right, so there's a big win. Vancouver win in the first round. They advance 6-1 aggregate. That's fine. Zavaris makes his debut, gets a goal. Way to go, young man. We're going to pause it here and see who we get in the next round if we're able to see that. So, pause. Okay, we're back. I waited as long as I could. I forwarded through the days as much as I could, but they still haven't quite figured out the next round of the North American Champions League. We have our opponent. We are going to be going up against America, 3rd currently in the Mexican First Division closing stage. So they are a very good team, very good franchise. They've got some problems when it comes to their starting lineup here. They haven't quite decided on their starting lineup. They got a lot of guys who are transfer listed and transferring in and out and various other things. They've got a very, very small roster this year. Not sure what's going on there in America, but it looks like they got some issues to me. Lots of injuries. Lots of players loaned out, a couple players loaned in. It's just mass hysteria currently for this club. But somehow they're managing 3rd in the First Division, so they might not have the resources to focus both on league play and Champions League. So we'll see if they maybe don't emphasize this game against us. But anyway, we'll talk about that next time we talk about Champions League, meanwhile, can we look at first round games here? So they did beat Walter Ferretti 5-0 aggregate. Houston hasn't played. Pumas hasn't played yet. Atlanta United advances 8-2. Monterrey advances over Minnesota 4-1. Tigres advances 7-2 over Municipal. And San Jose advances 6-2 over Olympia. So 2 games left to play, but we'll see if Houston can make it through. But again, this year, no upsets. So maybe next year. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.